Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of. Let me close that immediately. Welcome to another episode of Trust the Tape. My name is Jeff, and I'm here with my dear friend, the founder, owner. I got to treat you like Jerry Jones, the owner, GM, founder, CEO, president of media operations of
Mm.
Crown Global Media. Bryan Broaddus is with me, and that's this button.
Hey, Bri.
Hey, Brian, make sure you follow Crown Global Media on YouTube right now. You guys
Thank
are
you.
freaking crushing it. I see the subscriber numbers going up and the view numbers are insane. Congratulations on what you're building over there, my brother.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. Appreciate the opportunity to come on with you twice a week. That's clearly helped my audience and got me some more people to kind of follow along. But really appreciate everybody that has participated with us so far, and hopefully more in the future.
And we do appreciate everybody that's over here on my little bitty personal YouTube page.
That's good, man. We got a good following over here. We got a good following.
So check Brian out on the Fan. Check Brian out on Crown Global. Check him out. They're doing all right. Get yourself
Doing all right.
Get yourself a Salt and Pepper Lounge glassware. Why not do that? You know what I'm saying? I need merch. I need merch so bad. I need the listeners to give me ideas for merch. What are the stupid things I say that I could put on glasses or something like that?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. We've Zach Rowe very well. Zach is my lead guy here, and Zach has come up with he's got a merch angle that we're going to work with. So in the coming weeks, we're going to actually have some Crown Global Media stuff up, some doing all right stuff, and
all right,
had a lot of good ideas. I tell you what, the one I'm most excited about, because I think this is kind of something that people really like, the beanie. You're the beanie guy, right?
I like the beanie. It's just in Dallas, Texas, opportunity for beanie is not as bountiful and plentiful as you would like. But I do love the beanie. Are you going fold over beanie or are you going straight pull down beanie?
Oh, I think
on the straight pull down beanie is tough.
I think we got a couple ideas. Like I say, we got shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. So really excited with our logo, and also we're doing all right, and we're learning the catchphrases that people catch on to. Like, Botch always opens the show, and we're back. And so, you can play with that a little bit, but that's going to be fun. Merch is fun.
Sit down and think about all the dumb things that I say all the time.
It's the hot dog of the bun. Maybe you could get Jerry. Maybe Jerry hadn't copyrighted that on it.
Maybe I just get everything that I do. I'll just have a hot dog and a bun separately on them, and it's just hot dog or the bun.
Hot dog plus bun. That's all you need right there. There you go.
Is it the hot dog or the bun T-shirt?
Yeah.
How did this guy know it's payday? Hey, Jeffrey, it's payday. Yeah, we needed it too, boy. When I tell you, you forget about your insurance on your vehicle.
Yeah.
When you pay it in yearly chunks.
Oh no.
Well, you forget about that biscuit till it shows up. It showed up. Now, thank God it's payday. Now let's move some money from save. We had to move from save. We got money going the wrong way these days.
How's the pool? Are we still getting the pool taken care of?
24K. We got 24K left on the pool fund. So shout out to William Cook. We're going to talk about how the Cowboys are going to beat the brakes off the Bears here in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Williams in the super chat. I've decided optimism is my route.
I hope so.
What is one way Overshown could improve the defense? By being real good.
How about the fifth rusher?
Yeah. How often are they going to let him be a fifth rusher? And I
think as much as you can, the four rush stuff, and we'll see what Clowney is able to do. And Jeff, I know I've been on a lot of platforms. I admit this. I really misevaluated these defensive ends through week two games this season.
I think everything about.
I thought they were actually going to be able to kind of pull some things together.
Okay, and you thought that after the he who shall not be
no. I thought going in, I go, okay, Micah, they'll be fine. And then Micah leaves. I'm like, okay, well, maybe it is. I'll tell you where I feel like I've kind of let people down a little bit is the Ezraku stuff. Watching him at Boston College, and I don't see the same rusher right now. And that bothers me. That really, when you make an evaluation, and a lot of us evaluated these edges, and him, Mike Green, Carter at Penn State. I felt like, man, Ezraku has got this ability to kind of rush the passer, got the ability to bend, to turn, to beat blocks, get small, and I just haven't seen it yet. It's a little disappointing.
Yeah, but I do think I think that is fair. But I think I really liked the group they had when he who must not be named was still here. Once
Mm.
you lose he who must not be named, and there's nobody to give everybody favorable matchups. Like, was Chauncey Golston a great rusher? No, but he got to be the second best rusher on the Cowboys and put up
Sure.
sacks and go get paid. Was Dorrance Armstrong a great pass rusher? No, but playing with Micah, he got to get a bunch of sacks and go get paid.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you talk about with quarterbacks getting receivers paid. Micah was getting dudes paid. He was
Yeah.
getting dudes matchups and giving them a chance to get a bunch of
Fair.
sacks. And without that, it's like, all right, now it is disappointing that no one has stepped up yet. Like, I do wish like to be the guy that can get the attention. It's going to end up being Kenny Clark. I think right now he's your best pass rusher. And I know we're talking about the edges, but I think right now.
No, I don't. I mean, to me, Kenny Clark has clearly elevated the defensive line room and maybe the defensive line overall. Much like, it's funny, you take Micah away from the edges and they go down, whereas Pickens elevated the wide receiver room. You know, it's just adding that type of player. We'll see what I'm interested to see what Clowney actually brings. I'm very interested to see how that plays out.
Me too, because even what he was, the amount he was, I'm gonna do a little pocket watching here. Even the amount of money he got, I try not to let that affect me, because he was a good player last year. And I think if he showed up to the Star and it was like, holy cow, this dude is ready, like 3.5 wouldn't be enough. So it might be like he was at the house and showed up. He's like, no, I can get ready. And it's like, all right, 3.5. Because if you go off the tape, like he could have got $8-10 million somewhere, but it's like 32 years old and you're just showing
Injury
up.
a little bit,
Are you actually ready to rock? I don't know.
Let me ask you this though: is it a situation? What did you think of Carl Lawson last year? I don't want to go down the Carl Lawson rabbit hole here, but
I mean, I thought he was definitely a pleasant surprise, and I'd love
could
to
Clowney, if Clowney's the same as Carl Lawson, is that a win? Or you need more.
I would say if he's as good as Lawson was last year, that's a push.
Push.
I would say that's okay. I would like him to be even better.
Okay.
And if we're talking pass rushers, and just because I just want to mix this one in there, is Clowney going to play this week, Brian? Do you know that, by the way?
I was going to ask today. Friday's my day to ask if guys are going to play or not.
Okay. Yeah. Because one guy that, regardless if he does or not, I will tell you on tape, I'm going to make a drop of What Does the Film Say? I don't know if you remember that song, What Does the Fox Say? Beep, 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 beep. And I'm just going to play and hopefully not get copyright banged for it. What does the, and then instead of Fox be film, and then say, and James Houston, I think, deserves some more snaps. I do think he's fun.
I asked somebody about him, and the front office they weren't pointing the fingers at the coaches, but they were hopeful that he was going to get more time. And I asked, well, is this a coach's decision? And then the reply was, we hope he gets more time, kind of a thing.
Okay. Well, I feel like the front office has a pretty direct line of communication. They can just, all they have to do is pull on one of the strings and the head coach will be there.
Don't be that way. I would say this though, if I was the general manager of this team, I would ask Eberflus about playing Donovan Wilson in single high or two deep. I would ask that question. I go, is this something? Can you tell me why you feel like this? This is where general managers ask the questions of the coaches when they're all together. Listen, you're not trying to be mean about it, but you're in a meeting and you're like, can you explain to me why?
Yeah.
Give me a reason why. And you have to ask those questions. You have to ask those questions and be able to say, hey, we just, I'm just watching from above here and watching the tape. And man, it seems like to me, we had a player last year who got 5 sacks playing around the line of scrimmage, kind of doing things, keeping things in front of him. There's a reason why we're playing him as a single high guy that we see in practice. He probably not the best things for him to do.
I think
those are the questions you need to ask of the coaches. If you want to play that game, play that game.
I think especially considering that it's not as if the Cowboys disguise things to this point. Like
No.
quarterbacks, if you're running a pass play in the NFL, quarterbacks are going to start off by looking at where the safeties are standing.
Absolutely.
To try to determine what are you guys going to do. And so if you're also a team that doesn't really disguise, there's no point in having Wilson back there and Hooker down here. It's not like you're playing
that's a weird dynamic to do. Yeah.
Dizzy is in the super chat. He said, "Hey, Bri. Hey, Bri. Well, hold on.
Hey, bro.
Hey, Bri.
Hey, bro.
2 questions. Do you think Dallas can bring Gilly in to play safety? And do you see Dallas adding another pass rusher? Boy,
Your pass rusher's in the building right now. Pass rusher has just been added. This is, and please, folks, don't kill the messenger here. They do not feel like Gilmore can run anymore.
Right.
They just don't. They just
He's
don't.
washed.
They don't feel like that he has the quickness. They don't feel like he has the burst. They don't feel like that he can cover people. And it started kind of falling away for him at the end. Gilly is a safety. No, why not try Wanye Thomas, who can cover, who's got Wanye Thomas plays as your personal protector on the punt team. So you're telling me, I mean, that guy right there is pretty important. You got to count guys out. You got to communicate or you're going to get the damn thing blocked. Problems with the communication last week in the game. Is Wanye Thomas, does he not understand it? Is it a coaching thing again? You just can't keep running the same thing out there and expect better results. This is where I would try and look at, though, where is, can Wanye play some too high? Can he sub him into some single high stuff? Can you make sure that Wilson plays more down? You're talking about you rotate your defensive lineman. Can you rotate some people in the secondary? But no, they just do not. They feel like that Gilmore is done. That's it, folks. I can't put it any clearer than that. I really can't. And I apologize. I'm not trying to be mean-spirited or anything like that, but it is, you ask them and they're like, no, he's done. And right or wrong, that's the call that they make.
Well, and I think also like what makes it impossible is not only do they think that he's washed, I think maybe that could change if he was like, hey, league minimum, just, bring me out there. He ain't doing that. Like they think he's washed and he ain't coming out here for cheap. That's a combination that says that ain't happening.
Right.
All right, let's get ready for some Bears action. Mm-hmm. And I want to throw something at you because this is going to be a Clarence Hill one here because his thing is play the hits. He's like, hey, I think every day we should talk about Dak and CD. And I'm like, well, I got something on this. The 11 snaps that this guy played, and he's like, don't nobody care about that crap. Give me a big name. George Pickens.
Yeah.
NFL Pro has fun stats, and one of them that NFL Pro hit me with this week is no Cowboy when they're in the red zone has more than one target except George Pickens. So no one, including CeeDee, has more than one target in the red zone. George Pickens has 6. 4 of them have been caught. When they're not in the red zone, George Pickens sees the ball on 11% of his routes, which is a really low number.
Right.
Do you think that is the right way to use him because he is a big red zone threat, or do you think we need to see way more also before we get there? Hold on, is it the hot dog?
No, this is a hot dog bun.
No,
it's a hot dog, dude.
That's the hot dog right there, man. That is the hot dog. That guy right there. I am a George Pickens fan. Big fan of his.
He's a truther.
The more George Pickens you get in a football game, the better chance you have of winning that football game. That son of a gun, they're lined up inside on him, and he still runs a slant and goes and gets the football. They are by alignment. Dak Prescott should not have thrown that ball. Just by alignment, he shouldn't have done it. He had that kind of faith that George Pickens was going to go in there and get that football.
Yeah.
And he knew it. He knew it. More George Pickens. If you're telling me CD gets 7 targets and George Pickens gets 7 targets, I think you're having a pretty damn good day because I think both of them will have huge days. I really, really do.
Well, I think it needs to be higher than that, though, right? Like Pickens gets 7, CD tends to get like 14. Let's do. I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to kind of. I'm trying to give Fergie some. I'm trying to. But I'm just saying, if you gave George Pickens the same amount of targets that you gave CeeDee Lamb, your offense would be special, in my opinion. I think that George Pickens, and this is one I think I have right. What player in Cowboy history has run more routes and drawn more pass interference penalties on targets he's gotten? Tell me a guy that just is constantly, when he's downfield running routes, they can't handle him.
Yeah.
Philadelphia couldn't handle him. The Giants couldn't handle him. That's what I'm saying. George Pickens needs to be more involved. You saw what happened when he got involved in that game the other day. Found a way to move the football. They've been moving the football, but George Pickens has got a special element to him, the way he plays.
And I'm
glad to see they started kind of figuring it out in the second half of that football game the other day.
And I actually love the third and long. This is a Reggie Atatula special for you. The all PI offense.
Oh, yeah.
You get to 3rd and 15, chunk that sucker down there and watch the yellow flag come out for a free first down. I love it. And because if you don't have multiple people there with George Pickens,
right,
you almost have to. Because for most corners, if you try to play it clean, he's just, not only is he bigger, he's stronger. And so his little not going to get called nudge, going to put you off balance.
He got called the other day on a kind of he got called at a ticky-tack one, but he knows in the air, he knows how to play in the air, and he knows how to physically kind of beat you up. And what he does, he beats you up to the point where you're falling all over the place and looks like you're interfering with him.
Yeah, because he's strong. He runs like a gazelle, but he's strong like bull.
Man, don't waste him being here, man.
Especially considering he ain't gonna be here.
Yes. Don't waste George Pickens. Please don't waste George Pickens.
Dizzy's in the super chat. I'd love the Cowboys to bring Kendricks back. I think that when no one has signed a guy yet, you never know, because these older guys, a lot of them will. Like, teams will call and be like, "What do you think?" And it's like $6 million, and they're like, "No. We thought, do you still want to be in the league?
Yeah.
You're talking about good money? No. Call us back if you just want to be in the league." Yeah. And the Cowboys love to, when they got guys on the come, they're not messing with that position. They're waiting on Overshown.
Maybe Shamar James gets a crack here. Eventually. They've got a couple of guys that they'll probably go to before they go with Kendricks.
And Kenneth Murray gets my salute of the week, by the way. Tore him up after week 1 because
big turnaround.
Did not play well. And in week 2, way better. It was also, making the plays that he makes where it was, okay, I see what's happening. There's nothing to draw my attention elsewhere. Here I come. But he did a great job at forcing little tackles for loss, messing up screen game. Kenneth Murray did a good job. So, Kenneth, I tell you bad job when you do bad job. I tell you good job on week 2. The lunatic is in the super chat, and he said more likely less zone or Houston plays more. I say Houston plays more. Until I see it, I just believe that Eberflus is going to run zone on every damn play. And he's going to rarely blitz, even though this week, and we can talk about this, even though this week it makes all the sense in the world to dial up more blitzes. All the sense in the world. But will Eberflus do it? I don't know.
Yeah, you're kind of in a situation where this guy is he's about a 50% passer when you blitz him.
Yep, and he's real good from a clean pocket so far.
And the thing I've also learned about him too is that when you play, the thing that he struggles with the most when it comes to throwing the football, for him at least, defensively, scheme-wise, he is about a 50% passer when you give him single high looks. When you play split, and you play cover 2, split safeties and stuff like that, he's roughly about a 67% passer there. So, you got to kind of think about, well, what do you want to do to this guy? I think the number one thing you need to be worried about this guy doing is running with the ball. That's the thing I would. If you were an undisciplined defense,
well, and so far we haven't been real good at having somebody ready for that.
Nope. In a situation, this guy scrambled 9 times and has got 6 first downs. You gotta be worried about that.
Yeah.
You can't all of a sudden, sit there and play in coverage. And I'll tell you that Roman Dunze is a good player. And the thing that worries me a little bit too is that this DJ Moore out of the slot, when you're talking about maybe Stewart having to deal with him,
yeah,
maybe they get him going again. That could be a problem as well.
And they haven't really gotten DJ Moore going yet, which is
Not at
what I
all.
think is
Not
worrying
at
because
all.
it will
Yeah.
happen. Like Rome
will.
Odunze has been their leading
Roman
guy so
Dunze has
far,
been really good, but
DJ Moore is a
has
hell
been
of a player.
very quiet. Yeah.
KG's in the super chat helping out with the pool fund and everybody's mentals. This is an important message for everybody. I hope you all are doing well this morning. Remember to prioritize your mental health. PMA. I don't know what PMA stands for, but prioritize. I don't know. He'll tell us, I'm sure. But yeah, thank you, KG. You're a good man. We appreciate you pointing that out. And we got a super chat. Is Clowney going to be active from J-Dog?
Earlier we talked about. I need to ask that question. I'll hopefully have an answer. I'm sorry I won't be able to do it this show, but I usually ask on Friday afternoon after they get done who's going to play or not.
Do you hold on? Let me go through my Bears notes here. You might have just covered it. Do you believe that Matt Eberflus will recognize the things that we just talked about and be any different this week? Or when you've seen for 2 weeks that a guy's going to kind of do what he does, is he just going to do what he does and hope that works out? Because I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I do not like, I said this yesterday on DLLS, and I know that there is an element in the world everywhere of you hire people you know and that you're comfortable with. But there are 32 jobs as OCs and DCs on the planet. And in theory, every one of them should be a monster. I don't know how it's possible that you could have anyone in those positions that's just like, well, this is the way I think stuff should be done, and can't factor in, this is who I have. This is what they do best. This is how we would be the best. And it's just, this is what I do. Can he get out of this is what I do and into this is what works for the guys I have?
This is the questions, again, the general manager needs to ask him.
Yeah.
Matt, how married are we to, I could say, the metrics, the film will tell you if you play this guy a certain way, he is going to hurt you. Or if you play him this way, you have a good chance of shutting him down. Man, if we look up and all of a sudden they're sitting in just too deep, rushing 4 all day, and this offensive line, and I'm going to be honest, this offensive line's better than what the Giants threw at you last week.
Yeah.
And the Giants were able to block you for the most part. They were able to block you as far as the pass blocking stuff. Now, these 2 tackles for the Bears, Jones, the Braxton Jones, the left tackle, it's a struggle for him.
Yeah.
You got to find a way, but they're decent inside. The 2 tackles are kind of where you're going to have to maybe attack these guys. But you don't get any pass rush and you sit there in zone, you're inviting this guy to complete some balls, because what Ben Johnson will do, Ben Johnson will scheme his guys open.
Yeah.
He will scheme. I mean, this team, I think they're 4th in the league in what's it called? Spacing, or when they're running routes and
separation.
Separation. Yeah, I'm sorry. God, I went 61-year-old moment there for a second. But yeah, the separation. This team's 4th in the league in that. That just tells you this guy's scheming guys open. He's scheming guys, but his quarterback hasn't yet taken advantage of that.
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden, the one thing Dallas, what was happening to Dallas last week? There was a lot of separation.
Oh yeah.
In these routes, a lot of separation in these routes.
So because people didn't know what they're supposed to do, or they're not capable of doing what they were being asked to do.
Please, Matt Eberflus, please don't go in there thinking that, listen, Dan Quinn made adjustments.
Yeah.
Mike Zimmer made adjustments.
Yeah.
If you should know your personnel. It's like, listen, I can't play too deep with this guy. I can't play single high with this guy. I can't allow free access and routes on my guys. I mean, maybe it was a fool's gold situation against the Eagles. A lot of zone coverage. But all of a sudden, what happened? The next week, the Giants looked at your tape and like, if they're going to play with these guys, and let's just run vertical routes and see what happens. And you had one of the best deep ball throwers in the history of the National Football League launching it from a clean pocket.
Yeah. That's not good.
That's not good. I hope he adjusts.
Next one. Could this be a week I do think that the thing you're going to be worried about on the offensive line is going to be your Terrence Steele Montez Sweat matchup. But could this be a week where you feel a little bit better about your offensive line in terms of Tyler Guyton will mostly get a break from playing all monsters? Not that the Eagles' edges are world beaters this year. Well, you played two of the better offensive lines. Could this be a week where we turn around and we go, okay, now you're really seeing it?
O'Day bingo. O'Day. I'm trying to say this guy's name, and I'm always jacking
and
it
that's
up.
That's who Guyton will probably
O'Day
the most of.
O'Day bingo.
Not a bad little pass rusher.
No, not at all. Number 55. God, I hate when I can't. I try to phonetically say it, and I was
Let me
listening.
see if I can get a pronunciation guide.
No, and people like I heard them call him Odangbo, and I've heard like various. I don't know what the exact. And then we had a guy on yesterday that covers the Bears, and he said it, and I was like a totally different. But anyway, number 55.
No, you're right. Dio Dangbo. No, okay, so it's Dio Odangbo.
Odangbo. Okay, thank you. Odangbo. I thought I was right, and then I heard Odangbo. Anyway, number 55. I don't worry about Sweat. He's the one I worry about. I worry about this guy more than Sweat. Because what happens with this player is that he is in a situation where he is really long and he is really strong. And what happens is when you get Steele or even Guyton, when guys can get under them, they will drive him. This guy has that ability. I was watching him against the Lions. I was watching him against the Vikings. The Vikings have a smaller offensive line, especially at tackle, at offensive tackle. The Lions have had some problems at the left tackle spot for. They don't have many problems with Penei Sewell on the right side. But the left side, they've had a little bit of some of their issues. But if you do not set your feet on this guy and Benji's, they will walk you to the quarterback. They walk you. Now, I again, Montez Sweat, here I'm saying it, he is not my concern. I feel like that you could kind of handle his situation. I don't think he's the same player. I don't think he's the same player that we've seen over the years.
All right, there you go. Brian is now going to get Montez Sweat 2.5 sacks in this game.
Could very well.
Over here,
I haven't been right about it. I haven't been right about an edge yet.
Oh no. I love being wrong about stuff. It's great.
No, but
I got one guy in the chat that just constantly just texts in about Jalen Tolbert and Sky Moore, and he just doesn't stop. It's lovely. It just means that people are listening.
But Odangbo, to me, keep an eye. I know you've heard it here. Maybe we've talked about some other stuff. I know on our platform here at Crown Gold Media on the Doing All Right, we've talked about him. But that to me is a concern because the power that he plays with, able to break these tackles down by walking them. That's what I worry about.
You believe Brock Hoffman can survive out there for 6 weeks or so?
I think Brock Hoffman for 3 to 4 weeks is a really good option.
5 to 6 gets scary.
That's when we start to have the issues.
You start seeing TJ Bass. Let's get Hoffman for 3 and Bass for 3.
And Booker was actually getting some snaps yesterday too at center.
Uh-oh.
So they're kind of looking at all. There's kind of just all kinds of contingency plans if they have to.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't need Booker snapping the ball. I think when our biggest challenge is quickness, I don't need you snapping the ball before dealing with whatever you're going to have to deal with.
Yeah, and this is an issue too because the Bears kind of do a little bit of what we've seen from Mike Zimmer and guys in the past, especially Dan Quinn. They'll twist their front. Yeah. They will twist their tackles and edges and stuff. And where we've seen Booker have some problems is the gap exchange stuff. That's been a little bit of an issue for him.
Well, Brian, thank you. Cowboys by 100. I've got this one 102-2. Dak takes a bad sack in the end zone. That's the Bears 2, 102-2. And appreciate your time on this Friday. We'll break down what happened when we get to Tuesday. And make sure you're following Bryan on his platform at Crown Global Media. Check him out on 105.3. And you can hear me on the DLS Cowboys podcast Monday through Friday, except for Wednesdays. If the game's on Sunday, don't worry about that. At 11 a.m. And make sure you're following my little tiny YouTube page, my little tiny personal YouTube page. Everybody have a great day. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through. Be cool to everybody.